30.
Oh, slap him. Slap him clear past back to that bridge. Hey guys, it's your girl HK Geek XX Chic, and we're back with another reaction to Titans. We're now into episode 9, crazy already, which is called Souls. So let's jump into it, but before we do, you know the drill. If you've been here before and you like what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified when I do more reactions to this show, even though we're almost done. But I also do lots of other shows in this comic vein, so if you are into that kind of stuff, we would love it if you joined. Alright, that out of the way, guys, let's get into the episode right about now. And just one more thing, it is really windy where I am right now, so you might hear kind of a high-pitched whistling sound from time to time. I'm really sorry about that, nothing I can do. Hopefully it's not too annoying. Alright, let's get into the episode right about now. Oh, this is pretty. Who lives in the Transylvanian castle? Is this where Bruce has been hiding? I should have known. He probably owns this shit. Him and his dark places. It's your last will and testament? It is last will and testament. Published to make therein null and void all my reference executor will. What? What is he planning? You better not go out the way that. Don't even think about it, Bruce. Don't you dare. Oh my god, we're finally back to the mascara. I think we're gonna see it this season the way we was going. Cheating. Why are we in black and white? Where'd we go that sucked all the color out of the place? You better have your ticket. You're gonna get punched. He's like, I'm not going to death, man. You can't make me go. Oh, Donna, hello. Is this the afterlife? Where are we at? Girl, you better get off this train too. You got Raven out here training in cold rocks and stuff while you just chilling on this death train.
I'm dead?
We all are. I'm looking for you.
Look, ma'am.
Ma'am?
Maybe you're dead.
Right? Excuse you. You jump off too. You're not supposed to be on this train, girl. Relaxing since season 2. What did that woman just tell you about patience, girl? Yeah, you're not that slick. Mm-hmm. She's like, I'm tired of you bring the devil up in my house. Wow, that looks a lot like Canada. Oh, okay. The hell are you? Some Dementors just popping up in trees and This kind of looks like the place where Oliver Queen was, right? It's been so long since I watched the crossover event on the CW. Who the hell is this now? You are not playing Bon Jovi right now. The hell? What? And who's in this car? You don't just jump into a vehicle with strangers? Oh, Hank. Oh, no. But he's really not coming back.
May I request that the council allow me to speak privately with Rachel?
And slap the shit out of him.
I will.
All right, let's talk about public speaking 101, Rachel, and how you do not insult the people you're pleading your case to, girl. You got a little too much of your daddy in you sometimes.
If you get off the train before your destination, you end up out here. It's kind of a no.
How does Hank know more than her and he's been dead for like 5 minutes?
So, should we talk about the elephant in the room?
What elephant?
I don't know.
You're dead?
Right? That happened after you died.
What happened?
I blew up.
Jason fucking Todd.
What?
I know.
Yeah,
right?
valid.
Strapped a bomb to my chest and...
Here I am.
Kaboom! Just want to make sure he's still kicking back.
What a dick move. Kind of miss Hank.
Oh my god, Dawn. She must be devastated.
She better be.
He's taking this way too well. He wasn't lying about being prepared to go. All right, Hank. I'll give you props for that because most people would be very angry. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he can't come back because his body is like literally all over Wayne Manor. So
This one's gonna need some food.
you eat in the afterlife? For what?
What is this place?
I kind of
Bar, clearly.
I thought you weren't drinking.
Why was it?
Dude, I'm dead. Like, if there's ever a time to become an alcoholic, that would be it. What's the worst that could happen? I'm already dead.
Hank, this is the afterlife. There are no loopholes. When our tickets got punched, they were one way and not round trip.
No, ma'am. Who lied to you and didn't tell you? Who didn't tell you?
I was scouting it out when I found you.
That's totally insane.
Is it?
This isn't?
Right? We're talking right now. So would Hank just get a new body? Can he come
Go
back?
back together. What's wrong?
She's like, I don't want to go back. I'm kind of
I
chill.
don't want to go back.
There we go. This is very much reminds me of Buffy the Vampire Slayer when they brought her back after she died. I can't remember what season it was. And she was like, when she got back, she was like, I didn't want to come back, yo. Like, I was chilling.
By a hero of our tribe, long forgotten now, to represent the human soul.
Looks like DNA.
Rebuild Nevma in whatever way you can, using every stone.
Is that all?
It is.
Well, it doesn't.
No.
Is that what this is about? Revenge?
Yes.
You're goddamn right it's about.
That's right. He just.
The fucker blew me up.
Thank you.
Did you let stuff go when Deathstroke killed Garth? I didn't fucking think so.
I died at a carnival, Hank.
A carnival.
I mean, it's kind of funny. So did Jason, though, if it makes you feel any better. The mentor's like, listen, y'all came off the train. No, not Malcolm. Who did that? Wait, he's got guns? You just pulled them out yet like Malcolm died first?
Who do you think you're kidding? You can talk about clownfish and hamster wheels and moving forward all you
That's
want.
what he would take out of that combo.
You are.
I was Donna Troy and he was Hank Hall. Can I ask how you know all of this?
I'm a stalker.
All I ever wanted was to be a hero.
That's usually where it goes south.
Instead,
Honestly.
I froze.
There's two heroes right in front of you.
I died a coward.
No, you just died a little foolhardy. The right thing to do is to run away from a psycho with a gun.
Stop calling me Miss Troy.
And madam, you got a nerve when I'm like all of 6 years older than you. Children these days. Way to control it. The graphics for her powers are very interesting to see. Oh. Well, you try.
She's never coming back.
Well,
No.
I think it's time I should go.
probably. She's like, the whole reason I came was to try to bring this girl back. If she ain't coming, well. So seriously, how do you put this damn thing back together? Was that just like a party trick or what?
Guy said to look for an upside down tree.
What does that even mean?
Probably an upside down tree.
A mile.
Hello, we're dead.
1,000 miles.
Not the craziest thing here.
But ever since I died, I've been getting in touch with my spiritual side.
Let him finish!
You know what? Forget it.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
But I don't see any bridge.
The tree is the bridge. Y'all walking way too slow and casual when you know there's dementors out here.
Walk across and end up back in Earth.
Can't be that easy. Maybe y'all should send something down there, like just throw a branch or something. You just walking across Death's Bridge, you think it'd be that easy?
No.
Kind of reminds me of the Never-Ending Story, you know, in those two archways thingies. This really is reminding me of Never-Ending Story now.
Really? Pretty sure I wasn't thinking about Grayson.
You probably were. He'd be living in your mind rent-free most days, sir.
Okay, this makes no sense.
Oh my god, you're in love with Dick. That's hot.
If she gets a sword?
Well, maybe you should keep your mind on the project, sir, instead of your crush.
Can't jump!
Right? How much do you want to live, boo? You want to be Robin, you can't jump? That was the worst jump. No, sir. Maybe you need to be the nerd in the lab with the superheroes. You are not ready for superhero life. Bye, Hank.
Go.
I had a feeling you weren't
Out of
coming.
here before more come.
It's true.
Would you stop calling me Miss Troy?
The boy's respectful.
I think I am anyway.
Oh, like 30?
30.
Oh, slap him. Slap him clear past back to that bridge.
Hey?
Who's this?
Donnie.
Oh, his brother. I forgot.
Been a minute for brother.
Well, maybe once is he so bad here now? Got someone to hang with. All right. I mean, like I said, I just couldn't understand how Hank would come back, you know? He might still, but I don't know how, what body he would have, and it just don't make sense. Oh my God, Bruce, why are you so dramatic? This place is hideous, but this is not necessary. Or is he faking his death, maybe? I mean, he is going to be wanted for the whole killing Joker thing. How'd you know where to find him? It's interesting.
Bruce, wake up!
He's like, I'm already dead! Holy crap!
Am I dead?
Right?
But you are.
Long story. Let me just replay the episode for you. Interesting. I did not expect Bruce to take that particular method. Like, I know he's in a dark place right now, but considering all that he's been through, interesting that he was literally going to go out that way. I thought maybe faking it, but no, my man Bruce was ready to just die in his castle of horrors. Interesting. Okay, guys, that was episode 9. Very interesting. I understand now why the episode was called Souls. Yeah, this whole afterlife thing was quite an interesting episode. We really didn't have anything in the real world, so to speak, with the exception of Bruce doing his last will and testament and preparing for his final hours. But the rest of it was purely post-life, this experience that Donna apparently has been on, and bringing in, why can I never remember this kid's name? The new Robin to be, and Hank, and obviously a little bit of, we also had Rachel. I'm sorry. Rachel's stuff was kind of, secondary. But anyways, let's talk about Rachel first, actually, since it was kind of the shorter part of the episode. That was so short that I almost forgot it happened. It was great to see her again. I wasn't sure if we were going to see her character at all this season. I meant to look up why she hasn't really been part of it. My guess is it had to do probably with some kind of filming scheduling issue. I mean, she's from Australia, so I know that, Australia has been going through there's been a lot of lockdowns down here, is my point. There's been a lot of lockdowns down here. So I completely understand if maybe her filming got interrupted by that, maybe her not being able to get out of the damn country. But digressing, it was good to see her again and get a little catch up of what she's been doing and where she's been at, because she's been gone all season. And she is someone who in previous seasons, pretty much the whole damn thing was about her. Let's be real. It was pretty much her and Dick were the main story carriers in season 1 and 2. So the fact that there was no Rachel outside of a few mentions of her being in the Themyscira, it was good to see her finally back. And we see that she's been training, which is obviously good because Rachel didn't really have any combat training when she entered this whole situation. Her dark goop basically did a lot of the work for her. They've been trying to bring Donna back through whatever method that they do there. They actually didn't talk a lot about how they bring people back. I know, like I said, the only way that I've ever heard of people coming back in the DC verse is through the Lazarus Pit. I don't know how else people come back, but I know there has to be other ways because, hello, it's a comic world, so I'm sure there's a lot of options. But it was interesting to see that, Rachel was impatient and trying to see if her powers she was trying to get into Donna's mind, maybe somehow access the other place, as they called it, through her powers, but it just wasn't working. I feel almost like she might have been able to do that potentially if she'd ever, because that's the thing, we never really got to see, Rachel never got a chance to really fully understand what her powers are capable of or what they can do. And considering that her father was technically kind of a devil and a dimension jumper, I think we could almost assume that this other place that Donna and Hank and, God, it's going to bother me, I'm never going to remember that kid's name, and the kid, I think we could just assume that basically it's kind of like another dimension. So I feel like because her dad was a dimension hopper, Rachel probably has the ability to tap into, at the very least, other dimensions potentially with her power, but she never got to learn how to use her powers properly, and her father's really the only person who could have taught her how to, but we all know that that relationship was severely damaged and probably not a great idea. So digressing to say, she did try really hard to bring her back, and she was very impatient about it, right? I mean, I can imagine that with every day that passed, she was probably like, the chances of bringing Donna back are getting less and less and less and less. Just seeing her struggle with that and struggle with not being able to do anything, with being idle, with being patient, which has never been Rachel's strong suits, but things that she should develop, was very real and interesting. And that relationship she was forming with that one training girl, I wish I knew. I've seen that actress a few times before. She's pretty cool. I'm wondering if she's going to become more of a person, though. She might have just been for these episodes, but it'd be great if we saw her potentially hop back on over to Gotham or San Francisco and kind of be someone who comes in and out, because that actress is pretty cool. And I like the idea of Rachel kind of having a friend to help her with her training and stuff that's not directly tied in with the Titan storyline per se. Of course, we had the whole moment where, you know, Rachel went and tried to use her powers, which apparently they don't want her to do this whole situation of bringing Donna back. And then they had the whole metaphorical moment of her rebuilding a soul, or the rock formation that was supposed to represent a soul. And so I'm thinking there must be some kind of magic that's holding that up, though, because, I mean, Sis just clapped her hands and it fell apart. But of course, the whole idea was for Rachel to actually go through the motions and the patience of understanding that it's not as simple as she thinks to just pull somebody back. That the idea of what a person is, like, life is not as simplistic as breathing and a heartbeat, right? Talk to people who have had family members who have been in comas. Like, that person is technically alive if you want to go with the literal term of it, but are they really living? Sorry about that, guys. It's really windy here right now and it's getting pretty insane. Anyway, but yes, it's not really living if you just have a heartbeat and your lungs are taking in air. Life is actually being interactive. It's, you know, your soul, right? Who you are as a person, your essence is your soul. And soul is not something, you know, people are going to define soul in many, many ways, and I'm not going to get philosophical here, but the idea is that that's who you really are. Your personality, the things you like, the things that make you you. That's what really is life. And I think the whole exercise that the lady put Rachel through was for her to understand this is not just about getting a heartbeat back out of this woman. Like, if we bring her back, we have to bring Donna back. I just thought that was such a poignant thing, and it kind of tied in really well with the rest of the theme of course, with all the people who were on the death train and what they were going through as far as, you know, their actual souls being on this train that was, you know, in this other place while their bodies were still, you know, in the material realm, if you will. So again, that whole question of bringing someone back against their will was kind of talked about very lightly in that episode, but the theme was very interesting at the idea of bringing someone back, that sometimes people are very okay with it. Like, they've made their peace with the end of their earthly journey and they don't want to come back, or if they were given the choice, they'd be like, nah, I'm actually Gucci. Like, this is all right. And so it's just a really good conversation to have, because it was brought out, of course, later on when we saw Donna and Hank really having that conversation about whether or not one should go back or if it's the right thing to do. And I thought that was just a really great way for the show to put it, using Rachel and her experience of rebuilding the soul when it was all said and done. And then with her finally at the end accepting that she's gone and she's not coming back, and I'm doing this for me and not necessarily for her. Like, of course Donna came back anyways, but you get my point. Like, she needed to go through those emotions and understand, because inevitably the Titans are going to lose more people, potentially. Other people are going to die. Hank, for example. And they need to be okay with letting these things go and understanding that this is just going to be life. We're going to lose people. And sadly, in real life, we don't have a real Lazarus pit. So it is something we have to just understand and accept and allow ourselves to grieve, but also move forward with our lives after these people are gone. That segues into, of course, you know, like I said, the whole afterlife, death dimension, other place storyline with our dead folks. And our young Robin-to-be being on this train and not realizing what had happened and feeling like, no, like, I shouldn't be here, I need to go back. And Donna, of all people, being the one person on the train who actually cares that this kid is freaking out and trying to leave the train. It looks like Donna had been in that train for a while and the conductor hadn't called her name yet. Because it's been a year showtime, right? So all that time went by and Donna's still on the train, but maybe that is because of the whole thing that was happening at the Themyscira. But anyway, he runs off the train. Donna follows him because, like, as Hank said, she's a natural savior and she just has to go out there and try to help him. But then, of course, there's the Dementors, or the Soul Eaters, that are waiting outside looking for rogue souls that don't go where they're supposed to go. And that, of course, leads to Hank, of all people. I did not expect to see a cameo from him, but it makes sense because he's been there for a while now, too. I like that they kind of had to catch up. Like, Donna got filled in of what happened here, of all places. What I liked the most about the Hank and Donna dynamic in this afterworld, afterlife thing was, yeah, two people on very different spectrums of how they handled their deaths. Right? You've got Donna, who's like, she said to him, I've actually accepted this. Like, I didn't like it. I didn't think it was fair, but I kind of made up my mind that I'm okay with dying and I'm just ready to go on to the next step. Like, I've made my peace. Whereas Hank was like, hell no, screw that. I want revenge. I got life left. Like, I should not have gone out like this. Like, I'm ready to find any way to get out of here, like, right now. Because I was really curious throughout the episode of whether or not they really were going to let Hank come back. Because I was like, I feel like while it's great, you know, in the sense of it'd be great for Donna and, you know, for Jason's redemption arc, but it kind of takes a lot of the bite out of the season and what made it, to me, kind of one of the best seasons we've had so far. I hate that Hank died in a way because I do have love for his character, but if you bring Hank back, like, there's no consequences to the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Jason died, but then Jason came back. He came back as a, you know, a homicidal idiot, but still, he came back. Bruce Wayne was about to die, didn't, you know, he came back. And it's like, you got Donna, she kind of died, but no, now she's coming back. So if you brought Hank back, especially because Hank's death was a shock, but it was also, it was a plot point. Like, there was a reason for it. It was pivotal in shifting Jason from the I've done some kind of crappy things to, oh my god, maybe we've gone to the point of no return, right? Like, it's a stake, and I feel like if they brought him back, it would just kind of undo all of the great stakes that they planted earlier in the season, and that would be a real shame, because I think it was a great way to, first of all, bring the level of this whole show and the game that the Titans are playing up, but also just a real consequence to the superhero life. I was kind of happy at the end when it showed that Hank was like, actually, no, I can't. But what I loved is because, like, that was kind of a sad moment in a way, though, because you know Hank really wants to go back. But I love that they had the moment of him reuniting with his brother, which kicked off his whole thing with his story with Dawn and, you know, becoming the second version of the Vigilantes and everything. I like that they kind of came full circle with that storyline with him finally meeting up with the other person in this world he loved more than anything, and being able to still have that Hank, or that Hawk and Dove duo that he loved so much, and that bond he had with his brother rekindled. And so I'm cool with that. Who knows? Maybe they'll both earn their wings or something, or maybe they'll earn their way back to the living in some way. Yeah, we ended the episode, of course, with Bruce being rescued at the last minute. As I said, very shocking that he would go the route of trying to take his own life. It just doesn't seem like something you would think he would do after all he's been through and how hard he's worked to fight against his dark places. But everyone's got a breaking point, right? And he's been through a lot. He's sadly in that spiraling place where he's judging himself on one horrifically bad act and not looking at all the good that he's done, and the fact that it doesn't make him a terrible person because he made a really, 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 really bad choice. And that's just a human thing, right? A lot of us, unfortunately, as humans, tend to judge our entire existence on our poorest moment or moments and not look at the fact that that doesn't necessarily map to who we are overall. And so I like that we literally see Donna come in, sweep in, save his butt, and basically decide, like, no, Bruce, your time is not done yet. You ain't going out to the special place just yet. I'm looking forward to seeing how this season's going to end. I really enjoyed this episode as well. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video.